a different video planned for today. It was something from Everyday Feminism about sports and shit, but right now that's irrelevant. Non-issue when compared to the story that I got today. You've probably already heard it. It's trending all over Twitter right now. 3 little letters. CNN. Let's talk about the media, responsible journalism, and when investigative reporting goes too far. You all remember Trump's tweet depicting him from his wrestling days, taking out a guy with the CNN logo for a face?
And we saw more evidence of that on Twitter this morning when the president posted a graphically enhanced version of this 2007 video of him beating up Vince McMahon, the CEO of the WWE, to make it look like he's beating up CNN.
Yeah, how could you forget, right? This is the internet. The internet never forgets. Much less forgets a good old-fashioned controversy, that is. But Weeb, why would it be a controversy, you ask? Well, I would have to tell you this, my young Padawans. It was a president tweeting out a gif of him attacking a news network. Apparently that's unbecoming for a president to tweet out. I don't really know, and I don't really care. I have no inherent issue with the leader of the free world exercising his First Amendment rights. Some say, however, that it draws parallels to the whole Kathy Griffin situation, to which I'd say, Kathy Griffin's attack was a direct attack on a single individual, and there was substantially more gore in that instance than there was in this fake wrestling match. Whereas this was more of a metaphorical attack on CNN as an organization as a whole. A metaphor. Oh no, how could he? That Hitler. Guys, even if he does attack some blow-up doll version of the CNN logo, it's pretty ridiculous and uncomparable to that of holding up the decapitated head of the president. This tweet isn't the issue, though. Not the one I'm concerned about. I don't give enough of a shit about our president's social media life and activity, much less Twitter as a whole. I mean, I tweet shit like this. Please. Give me a break. No, the issue here has to do with CNN and how they hit back. What did they do? They went after the guy who created the GIF. How CNN found the Reddit user behind the Trump wrestling GIF. Updated July 4th, because nothing says Independence Day more than blackmailing and extorting a guy for using his constitutional right of free speech. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Hold up. Let's read on. The Reddit user who initially claimed credit for President Donald Trump's tweet that showed Trump tackling CNN issued an apology Tuesday for the video and other offensive content he posted, one day after CNN identified the man behind the account and attempted to make contact with him. What a coincidence. He just apologized out of the blue after you identified him and attempted to contact him? Nothing suspicious there whatsoever. What are you talking about? Reddit user Han Asshole Solo first shared the GIF last Wednesday of Trump pummeling a wrestler with CNN's logo imposed on his face. CNN could find no earlier instance of the GIF. The GIF was later edited into a video with sound and tweeted by the president on Sunday. So, CNN did a simple reverse image search. How very Catherine Beckett, Turner, and Hooch a la 4chan of them. On Reddit, Han Asshole Solo took credit for inspiring the tweet. Soon after Han Asshole Solo's other posts on Reddit, some of which included racist and anti-Semitic imagery, quickly circulated on social media. Oh really? I don't suppose you have these racist and anti-Semitic posts available for us to speculate on in the article whether or not they're truly that offensive. Do you? Or do I have to go and look for them? Because I will. So here's a picture of a Mike article that's been archived with the posts in question. Let's take a look at some of these racist and anti-Semitic postings that I could find. Tell that to the FBI crime database and to Chicago and to Detroit and Baltimore, Memphis, Philly, and every other major city with a large black population. This in reference to the rate of crimes in certain areas in certain cities and certain people's denying those statistics, those crime statistics, to which we can show you the actual statistics, no problem, here they are. But the issue here is a remark on the statistical frequency of black crime. Racist. Totally. Of course. Yeah. Then we move on to this next instance of shenanigans, to which I have a lot to say about. Jewish billionaire George Soros, dead, bloated corpse being dragged through the streets. Hold up. Did said Reddit user actually comment on George Soros's Jewish heritage, or does George Soros just happen to be Jewish? You gotta be clear about this shit, guys. Come on. Fuck Islam. Okay, well, Islam isn't a race, it's an ideology, so there you go, but of course you're just gonna kind of like brush over that a little bit, and joked he had a nigger alarm. That last one is a bit iffy because we could use a bit more context. In fact, we could use a bit more context for all of these quotes, but at the same time, just how racist this post is depends on your understanding of the N-word and its uses and such. Like, some people use it despite being offensive to others because, you know, the whole concept of fear of the word increases fear of the thing itself. And, you know, black people tend to use it all the time as a form of endearment to others and taking back the word for themselves so that their racist stigma against it and towards it goes away. Stuff like that. But plus there's the matter of this man's race, which we actually don't know. And depending, again, on your understanding of the word, if he's a black man using it, is it still offensive? I don't know. It's all relative. We don't have enough information. So you could be telling us complete bullshit, or you could be telling us exactly what it is. We have no way of knowing. But I'm just being objective, of course. Driving a van through a group of Muslims, you're doing it wrong. Honestly, this sounds more like a shitpost than anything, you know, to do with genuine racism and anti-Semitism. At another, they posted an image saying, Islam is analogous to rape, pedophilia, slavery, and torture. Well, we already know that the Quran is all but lacking in the human rights and decency quota, but again, Islam is not a race, so I don't see how this is relevant to the whole he's a racist, he's an anti-Semite argument. If this was what you're referencing, CNN, then I think we need to have a serious discussion about you and trolling and nuance and statistics, because you don't seem to be getting it at all. And you know what I found? Not sure if it's true, but oh boy, if it is. Supposedly, the Reddit user you are, doing an expose on is a 15-year-old boy. According to a 4chan thing, I don't even know what the proper term is, but I wouldn't put it past them to be correct, as we all know how accurate those fantastical autistic bastards can be. Now the user is apologizing, writing in a lengthy post on Reddit that he does not advocate violence against the press, and expressing remorse there and in an interview with CNN for other posts he made that were racist and anti-Semitic. Essentially, you made this poster your bitch. Is that what you're telling me? Is this supposedly 15-year-old boy is groveling for you. The apology came after CNN's K-File identified the man behind Han Asshole Solo using identifying information that Han Asshole Solo posted on Reddit. K-File was able to determine key biographical details to find the man's name using a Facebook search and ultimately corroborate details he had made available on Reddit. So you ran a background check, essentially, on a Reddit user who made a GIF that was used against you to slight you by the leader of the free world. And I thought I was petty. You got back at the president by extorting a poor civilian. That's what this looks like to me, CNN. You abused your power of the press and oppressed a civilian who exercised his freedoms. Who thought that was a good idea? Does Steve Shabs work there? Did he have a hand in this? On Monday, K-File attempted to contact the man by email and phone, but he did not respond. Now, I would really love to read those emails and hear those phone calls for research purposes, because I bet they're very, very enlightening. On Tuesday, Han also solo posted his apology on the subreddit, The Donald, and deleted all his other posts. You scared the shit out of this poor guy. First of all, I would like to apologize to the members of the Reddit community for getting this site and its sub embroiled in controversy. That should never have happened, he wrote. I would also like to apologize for the posts made that were racist, bigoted, and anti-Semitic. I am in no way this kind of person. I love and accept people of all walks of life, and have done so for my entire life. I am not the person that the media portrays me to be in real life. I was trolling and posting things to get a reaction from the subs on Reddit, and never meant any of the hateful things I said in those posts. I would never support any kind of violence or actions against others simply for what they believe in, their religion, or the lifestyle they choose to have. Nor would I carry out any violence against anyone based upon that or support anyone who did. The user further apologized for calls for violence against the press in a statement on Reddit. You heard it here, folks. Jokes are going to get you a one-way ticket to CNN's Death Note journal. Their hit list. Do you have anything better to do with your time besides police subreddits for offensive jokes? Like, I don't know, report the news? Now, I don't have anything against adversarial coverage of the president. Do what you will, but going after the source of a Trump v. CNN joke because you feel attacked seems like it's 1, an abuse of power, 2, a waste of your time, 3, yes, I already said it, but extremely petty, and 4, hella childish. Get a grip and fucking report the news, you bastards. The meme was created purely as satire. If it weren't obvious, it was not meant to be a call to violence against CNN or any other news affiliation, he wrote. I had no idea anyone would take it and put sound to it and then have it put up on the president's Twitter feed. It was a prank, nothing more. Do we have to start disclaiming things as satire now because we make a joke, CNN, or are you just going to dox me next? What the president's feed shows was not the original post that was posted here, but loaded up somewhere else and sound added to it, then sent out on Twitter. I thought it was the original post that was made, and that is why I took credit for it. I have the highest respect for the journalist community, and they put their lives on the line every day with the jobs that they do in reporting the news. The apology has since been taken down by the moderators of the Donald subreddit. Putting lives on the line every day. No. That is no longer the case. You do not get the press credit for that. When CNN's coverage has been 90%, by the way, that is satire, a hyperbole in the form of an insult. 90% of CNN coverage has been Twitter. And Trump's Twitter at that, which is just... okay. Posting his apology, Han Asshole Solo called CNN's K-file and confirmed his identity. In the interview, Han Asshole Solo sounded nervous about his identity being revealed and asked to not be named out of fear for his personal safety and for the public embarrassment it would bring to his and his family. CNN is not publishing Han Asshole Solo's name because he's a private citizen. Oh, that's so good to hear. No need to... who has issued an extensive statement of apology. Oh, you went on. Could have just stopped right there, CNN, and this video would probably not have been made. But here we go. We're not done yet. Showed his remorse by saying he has taken down all his offending posts, and because he said he is not going to repeat this ugly behavior on social media again, in addition, he said his statements could serve as an example to others not to do the same. You made this man essentially grovel. Beg. Which I can forgive because I too am a sadistic fuck, but you made the man go back on his jokes and delete them and apologize for them, which is something that should probably land you in the 10th circle of hell. I could not absolve you of that 9th deadly sin. It is unforgivable. In all seriousness, though, CNN, you might not have directly threatened him for an apology and a syndication of his off-color jokes and memes and such, but honestly, you might as well have when you went out of your way to not only look him up and track down his personal phone number, mind you, as well as his personal email address. You went the extra mile and you contacted him. You might as well have extorted him and blackmailed him with his docs because you are a large news organization. You have all the power and all the credibility. You had the ability to make or break this man and his entire life. That kind of power should be checked when it concerns private citizens who are anonymous online and not doing anything illegal. But all that could probably have been forgiven and forgotten and argued around had it not been for this little tidbit of extra after that text. CNN reserves the right to publish his identity should any of that change. You are holding this man essentially hostage. You've got him by the balls. That's what that means. And that is despicable, and that is why I've made this video. This is a blatant abuse of power, far more abhorrent than anything Trump has done thus far. That little tidbit of info shows malicious intent, which is why these tweets are meaningless to me, and to a lot of other people too. This line is being misinterpreted. It was intended only to mean we had no agreement with the man about his identity. FYI, Han Asshole Solo just called me. I am in total agreement with your statement. I was not threatened in any way. CNN specifically chose not to reveal this guy's identity, and to say we threaten anyone is a total lie. One more thing, you're full of shit. And did you know this is technically illegal? According to the New York Penal Code 135.60, you know, where good old K-file is stationed, New York Penal Law 135.60, coercion in the second degree. The crime of coercion is simple to the crime of bribery. It involves one person forcing another person to do or to refrain from doing something against that person's will. Coercion usually involves some sort of threat, such as the threat of physical violence, damage to property, or exposing a secret. Under New York Penal Law, Section 1356, you could be prosecuted for coercion in the second degree if you try to force someone to do something by threatening to cause physical injury, cause damage to property, accuse someone of a crime, expose a secret, cause a collection labor group action such as a strike or boycott, testify or withhold testimony, use a position as a public servant to adversely affect somebody, harm another person's health, safety, business, career, reputation, or personal relationships. Now, at least 2 of those apply just off the cuff. And if it were me, I would take legal action, to be honest, because I would have a very strong case. Anyway, The rest of this article is all about the president and if it were acceptable to use the GIF and if the White House had permission to use it, in which, boy, really? But it's all irrelevant to the point I'm trying to make, which is this. CNN, your authoritarianism is starting to show a little bit, and you need to dial it back a little bit. Kim Jong-un is enough. And the funny thing is, CNN, you've just ensured that the internet will hit you with an invigorated tidal wave of shitty memes. The exact thing you tracked Han asshole Solo down for in the first place. Can't track every one of us down. By the way, the memes coming out of this shit are delectable. So spicy. Here are a few.